The balanced equation for the production of ammonium sulfate fertilizer from ammonia and sulfuric acid is shown here. Calculate the minimum mass of ammonia, so let's put a question mark on top of the ammonia, needed to produce 330 kilograms of ammonium sulfate. So let's put the mass 330 on top of the ammonium sulfate. We can therefore cross out the sulfuric acid. Right, so this is a calculating quantities question. So there are 3 stages. Stage 1, moles. Stage 2, stoichiometry. And stage 3, moles. So in the first stage, we need to calculate the number of moles of whatever we've written the mass on top of. In this case, it's the ammonium sulfate. So to do that, moles equals mass divided by formula mass. I use the abbreviation MR for formula mass. So we're going to need to calculate the formula mass of ammonium sulfate. There's a slight complication. We've got brackets here. Remember, everything inside the brackets is multiplied by the number outside it. So I've got N1 inside the brackets and a 2 outside, so there's 2 nitrogens there. So the formula mass of ammonium sulfate is going to be N plus N. Now there's 4 hydrogens inside the bracket and 2 outside, so 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 8 lots of hydrogen, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now here we've got our sulfate, so I've got 1 sulfur. There's no number after the sulfur, so there's 1. So plus sulfur. And then we've got 4 oxygens to finish. O plus O plus O plus O. Now that's a fairly long-winded way to write it out. I'm not recommending you do that, but I've just done it so you can see what we've got to do there. We can, of course, write it out quicker. So I've got 2 nitrogens. 1 nitrogen is 14. So that's going to be 2 times 14. Plus, we've got the 8 hydrogens. 4 times 2 is 8 hydrogens. 1 hydrogen is 1 there, so I'm just going to put plus 8 because every hydrogen is 1. Plus our sulfur. Our sulfur is 32. And we've got our 4 oxygens plus 16 times 4. Okay, so sticking that into a calculator. And my 2 nitrogens, 28. 2 times 14 is 28. Plus 8 for the hydrogen, plus 32 for the sulfur. Plus 16 times 4, 16 times 4, 64, plus 64 equals 132 by the looks of it there, 132. So I've got my 100 equals 132. Right, so 132 is our formula mass, our MR is 132. Our mass, 330 kilograms, 330 kilograms. So 330 divided by 132. Okay, that's telling us 2.5. So 2.5 moles. Okay, so stoichiometry. So let's write out the equation that we've got. So 2 ammonias, 2 NH3 makes 1. There's no number before the ammonium sulfate, so it's a 1. 1 NH4, brackets twice, SO4. Okay, so we have worked out we don't have 1 mole of ammonium sulfate. We worked out we've got 2.5 moles. So we've got 2.5 there. So, and we're going this way. The question mark is the ammonium. So we're going from 1 to 2. How do we go from, pen's falling apart. How do we go from 1 to 2? 1 to 2, we have to multiply by 2. So we have to, whatever we did to get from 1 to 2, we have to do to our 2.5 now. So 2.5 times 2 is 5 moles. Okay, so stage 3, that is our answer there. We've got 5 moles of ammonia. Stage 3, moles again. We want the mass of ammonium sulfate. So we've got this equation here. Moles equals mass over MR. We need to rearrange that to make mass the subject. Mass equals moles times MR. MR being the formula mass this time of the question mark. We're now over this side. So in stage 3, we always do the formula mass of the question mark. In this case, ammonia, NH3. 1 nitrogen, 14, 3 hydrogens, 1 each, so 14 plus 3 is 17. 17 times. And we worked out in stage 2, there's 5 moles there, didn't we? So 5, 17 times 5. And that will be our answer. And of course, the unit is whatever unit we started with. And we started with kilograms. So the unit is going to be kilograms at the end. So you can work out that answer and put it in there. All these questions on at helshamhighchemistry.com.